Hello, my friends. It's Connor, Rock Pokemon, coming at you with another Market Monday. I think today's going to be a little bit of a fun one, a little hybrid episode. So we're going to talk about inefficiency and opportunity in markets as far as when it comes to collectibles. All markets, but collectibles specifically, through the framework of recapping the recent PWCC auction, stuff I picked up, what I saw, what we all collectively saw, and why it pays to be patient as a collector and look for opportunities. So PWCC was, we'll recap, go back, so was kicked off of eBay for allegedly shill bidding by folks associated with PWCC. Basically what that means is people bidding up an item with no intention to ever buy it in order to force the hand of other bidders into a place where the item would sell for greater than it would in a naturally non-manipulated market. I think it's important to note, we do not know if that is true, but it is important to remember that these markets are completely unregulated marketplaces, can be manipulated very easily, and tread carefully, whether it's Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, video games, art, NFTs, you name it. There's a lot of, I would say, potential for things to be manipulated. So PWCC has had a premier auction place where you need to have a certain amount of assets to qualify to bid, as well as a fixed marketplace. People use the vault there, which is actually a real vault or vaults that hold their items. They can put them in the fixed marketplace or premier auction. It's a place where you can send items you buy perhaps on eBay, and because they're in the state of Oregon, Washington, one of those states, I always forget, Pacific Northwest, there's no sales tax. So as a buyer, it's excellent because you don't have some of those added frictional costs associated with, if I buy something and have it shipped to New York and I'm paying 7 to 8.5% sales tax depending on what jurisdiction I'm in. So PWCC then opened up a standard marketplace, and we saw the first auction, or one of the first auctions, this past week on Thursday and Friday night. It was about a 7-day auction, but the last 2 nights were TCGs, and there were so many items that I was just chomping at the bit to get a chance for personally. I've picked up a couple cards off of the fixed marketplace via sending offers that I thought were lowballs that I ended up doing okay on. And I think a large part of this is that there are so many, less eyes on PWCC, right? Because you got to have an account. It's a totally different marketplace than eBay. I'm not sure what's going on for international buyers there, what the access is, but at the end of the day, it does not have the audience like an eBay or a Mercari, right? So when you think about it, you've got sellers over there who might have items in the vault, items on the fixed marketplace, or items they were pushing into this first auction that have been chomping at the bit to get those sold because they got them sitting at PWCC. So you have sellers who are feeling a little finicky or a little uncertain about their ability to sell, and you got less eyes, right? Less people bidding, right? Less people reviewing all the auction lots, reviewing all the listings. So that can create opportunity. Some of the pros for sellers in this auction were this extended bidding that they did. So what it was basically you could bid on the item until extended bidding started, and then there were time frames. I think the first one was 30 minutes, and then it went down to 10 or 5, and then there were 5-minute increments after that, where So let's say I bid $100 and then it went into extended bidding. If no one bid during that 30-minute window, I get the item. If someone bid during that window, it then goes to the next extended bidding block. So then there was another 10 or 5-minute block of time where people could bid on it. And so that helps sellers because it helps kind of push that item at the end. Kind of like on eBay when like on a highly sought after item, like 10 people all bid at once, like right at the end, and you see these wild spikes, an item will go from 250 to 550, in the last 2 seconds or second of an auction. Kind of like that helps get a higher price for sellers. But the cons for sellers is, like I said, less users, less eyes on their auctions. You got a little bit tougher of a platform to navigate, not the smoothest, not that eBay is the smoothest, but it's known, right? Like people who use eBay, it's very simple. You've used it so many times, you know exactly how to search for things, yada, yada. And then just some tech issues. Like I know I couldn't get on Chrome sometimes, so I was having to go to internet or Safari. So all those things, let's say someone logged in real quick to hit an auction right before it went to extended bidding, couldn't get it. Oh, and if you didn't bid before extended bidding, you couldn't get into extended bidding. So extended bidding was only for people that were actually had bid on those items, which I guess is probably more favorable for buyers, right? Because you then mitigate a lot of the pool of potential buyers, because now you only have the people who have placed bids. You didn't have to be winning, you just had to place a bid. So a lot of things I just threw bids on so that I can make sure I had them in extended bidding. At least that's how I understood it worked. So what did we see happen? Well, I will pat myself on the back for this one, taking a leaf out of Leonhardt's hat there, but I had been saying, I told you guys in podcasts, I said on maybe one other video, PWCC is being slept on. There are deals to be had. Sellers are starving. The fixed marketplace was being overlooked. People just always go to eBay. They don't even get me started on other auction platforms that people just don't look at all, or didn't used to, at least until Pokemon exploded. But I have been telling you guys, and then I said, hey, this auction is going to create tons of opportunity. I mean, I just foresee it. Other people talked about it too, to their credit. And that's really exactly what we saw. Yes, there were a few items that hit all-time records, or, very special cards, very, low population, unique cards that did well. But by and large, we saw cards selling for 25 to 50% less than their average recent eBay solds, right? Some of them even, there were like PSA 9 unlimited cards going for like $10. Like that might go for like 25, 30, 40 on eBay. And then you got to think about from a buyer standpoint. Like for me, I picked up 6 items. I'm not gonna pay any taxes on that. It's a beautiful thing. Like talk about frictional costs in the hobby being mitigated. It's incredible. So not only did I get things at 50% of their recent market value, I didn't have to pay additional frictional costs, right? So how the vault works is there's I believe there's just a small, I forget if it's percentage based, like 25 basis points, or fixed, but a small, like kind of like fulfillment or storage fee. But basically I can send them to the vault, even though a lot of these are already in the vault. So they just go to like my vault and then ship them to me. And then I just pay the shipping when I want to send them to me. So I'll have to see how they do that combined. I've only done one item at a time before. I've never done multiple. But to recap, some things that I picked up in this bloodbath were, and let me back up before I get into that. It's important to note that, going back to the topic of this video, these markets are super inefficient, and inefficiency can create opportunity, but also it's very difficult, like with TCGs nowadays, because prices have gotten so high on some of these items to a point where like sales are happening that like probably really should have never happened. You can't just say like every card, if I bought something for $50 that usually sells for eBay for $100, you can't say necessarily that like I got a super good deal, because maybe like it's just selling for too much, right? So in this, I want to talk about or note that this has a lot of this was a play as a collector for downside protection, meaning that if I'm going to buy a card now in the slab market that's very oversaturated, for a lot of like more mainstream cards, I want to have as much downside protection as I can, meaning I want to get in at the lowest cost basis on those cards, because there's a lot of risk in this hobby, and there's a lot of risk in the slab market especially. So all that to be said, just know that even if I bought something at half of what it sells for on eBay, that doesn't mean I got a great deal. It might just mean I still overpaid compared to what we see a year from now. But at least I didn't pay what people are paying on eBay. So one of my favorites, so not this card, but this is one of the most beautiful cards in the hobby, in my opinion. This is a Skyridge Flareon. I bought this card in Japanese. In Japanese, Skyridge was split into two sets. One of those is Split Earth. In Japanese, there was first edition and unlimited for some of those sets. Some of the e-readers. The e-reader sets up to CP6 20th anniversary. A lot of them either had first and unlimited, or just first, kind of a false first edition. Most sets, broad strokes. So unlimited, how it works in Japan is that a lot of these sets, basically, they printed to estimated demand in the first wave, or the first, like with a first edition stamp. And then unlimited was like where there was so much demand, they just printed a little extra. And so that's why you see the unlimited cards and unlimited packs are much lower population and come up in auction much less often, because there were just fewer of them printed. Now, there's this weird dichotomy, because you have, on the one hand, they are truly more rare for most sets. Some it's the same, some unlimited actually is less rare, but from a print run standpoint, right, let's talk about it that way, a lot of unlimited sets had lower print runs. So you have the supply side mechanics in favor there for rarity, but then you have this kind of twofold other side, whereas one, uneducated folks really just always go for that first edition stamp. So you've either got a lot of people overpaying, or demand's just going to stick because people like first edition. And two, first edition is still the first one, right? So there's something to be said for people wanting the first version of that. But for me, I think unlimited is really cool in those sets. It's like a weird little nuance of the hobby. So I picked up an unlimited Split Earth Flareon, and I've had my eye on that for a long time, because there's a couple CGC ones, and you guys know I'm a CGC guy, listed on eBay. There have been other ones, and I've been working this one seller for 6 months on one, and he wouldn't budge. So I've been patient. I've been super patient, because I know my entry. I know where I needed to get in to feel like I had enough downside protection in that card where I was okay making that spend. Those have been going for around, the unlimited, around 300 on eBay, ish. All these are going to be approximates, averages of a couple last sold, what have you. There's always going to be high and lows, but the population's small. I got mine for 144, 145, I forget. So less than half. So more than a 50% discount to recent eBay solds. PSA 9 Golden Sky Silvery Ocean Flareon, another beautiful Flareon. It had a swirl. It's gorgeous. Again, both of these are hollows. These are all holographic cards. I got it for that one. It was the 44. I got that for 44, where they usually sell for like 70 on eBay. PSA 9 Soul Silver, first edition Gyarados hollow. I got it for $33. Those usually go for $80 recently. CGC 9.5 Japanese Dark Alakazam Hollow from Team Rocket. Awesome card. Has that beam of light coming down. This one had a swirl right in the beam. Like the only place you could hit a swirl and see it on such a dark card. $58. Usually PSA 10s go for $175. CGC 9.5s, I didn't really see any, but let's say even if let's say it might be 100. I mean, it's at least, it's around a 50% discount, I think, to where that would go on eBay. In my opinion, this is a 9.5 that would be a 10, so take it or leave it. So I went conservative around 175. There's been 10s that have gone for much more. I mean, 225, 250. So, and then lastly, a very sought after set of pack is Mysterious Mountain from Japanese E-Series, one of the 5 E-Series packs. So there's Expedition, which is base set expansion in Japanese. Actually, there's one right here behind me there. Then Skyridge and Aquapolis were both split into 2. So there's 4 of those, 5 total. This one is Mysterious Mountains. That's the one with Charizard on it. First Ed boosters usually go, SM Pratt can sign some, and the average was 525. Like one went for like 450 and one went for like 575 or something, 440, I forget, but the average is like 525. I got a PSA 9 booster that I'm pretty sure I can crack and unfold and it'll still look fine. If not, just leave it. It doesn't matter because I just wanted a display pack. I got it for $230. So did I overpay for that pack? Who knows? But all I'm saying is, I mean, I feel like those are incredible discounts to where eBay last solds have been, but you got to think about it this way. Again, we do not know how low the floor could get on some of these. So, my idea is protect myself as much as possible. Candidly, an idea with the split earth is, well, now I have this Skyridge Flareon that I could conceivably sell because I don't mind just having the split earth one in my collection, because you guys know I love Japanese more. So there's that opportunity. Look, I could have tied up a ton of capital in this auction. I could have bought easily 5 times the amount of items I bought and then tried to flip a lot of those on eBay for, maybe a gross 2 to 2.5x, net 1.5 to 2x. Not really my game. I got a lot going on in my life. I don't want to be selling so many items. I usually just buy and sell to facilitate changing things in my collection at this point, which is why you'll see me list things on eBay or list things on my Instagram story. Usually it's because I've bought a card or want to buy a card, and there's things I have that I know I'm pegged to, be okay letting go of. So, but guys, I want to reiterate, because these markets are so efficient, because price discovery is not like it is in let's not go there, but like in the stock market where you're going to buy a stock at X price at this time on the market. There's a bid-ask spread. It's usually pretty tight on highly liquid stocks, and the price, you're going to buy a stock at $25, whatever. In auction-based inefficient markets or auction-based / bifurcated or very, what's the word I'm looking for? Markets where, especially because there's sellers that are just at all different stages, right? Who have different grading costs, who have different financial situations. You've got, you can't go out and say, well, Apple's trading at let's say a stock's trading at $100 and you bought it for $50, right? So you can't say, well, I want to sell it right now that doesn't even make sense. But I want to sell it right now for 75 just because I'm okay getting a 50% return on it. No, you sell it at 100. Obviously you wouldn't want to sell it lower, but meaning there's no liquidity problem at that 100 price point, right? You can sell it for what the market is, and you wouldn't go under that. But in Pokemon, for example, it's someone had a grading cost of $7. I've said this before. They'll sell it for 20 when the market is 40 because they have such a low cost basis. And you're going to see that rotation. That's a lot of the reason these markets fall, is because sellers are willing to sell for much lower because their cost basis was much lower to get into that graded card, right? Or, just like having this stuff from, 5 years ago, 7 years ago that obviously has all appreciated. Like you have the ability to sell things at a price point that is more likely to sell quickly in a market where there can be a lot of supply. So that's what I'm saying, is that like it's very heterogeneous from a seller standpoint. And what that means, like, versus homogeneous, which means that it all be the same, heterogeneous, different. So I find that so fascinating about these markets, and therefore that breeds inefficiency. So you gotta be patient as a collector. You gotta be patient. You gotta create downside protection for yourself, because we do not know, now that all this stuff is boomed, even though a lot of it's retraced, we don't know where this hobby is gonna go. So as a collector, you gotta, really be careful. If you wanna have these things in your collection, you don't wanna totally take a bath, like just protect the downside. Get in, as low as you can. But what that means is don't just buy something because it's there. Like you gotta be patient. You gotta understand the price point that you really think you're willing to pay, and that you think is more of a fair value for the items you're looking at, right? So maybe that Split Earth Flareon, I do think is worth maybe $250 in the market, and I'm super glad I got it at 145, but maybe it's really only worth 150, and it's hard to say because these don't have intrinsic value, because it's just cardboard and plastic, right? So there's a lot of nuance and subjectivity around why a card or pack or item is worth what it's worth. So keep that in mind. But just look for try to get the best bang for your buck. We've talked about this, talked about it on podcasts with Rob, talked about it on videos. You want to make your dollars go further as a collector, right? And obviously as a speculator or a pure seller, there's a lot of money to be made here, I think. I think that a lot of items could be purchased and then flipped fairly quickly for doubles, which is a lot harder to do nowadays, obviously, than it was, when you were buying stuff in June of 2020, obviously 2019, but 2020, and then selling it for 20x in, freaking October or whatever. So that's what I got to say about markets and inefficiency and, being patient, right? Know your entry point. Know just because something's there doesn't mean you have to buy it at that price. And if it gets away from you, it happens, but be disciplined. Stick to your guns. Know your price on an item, especially if it's a grail, especially if it's just something you want in your long-term personal collection. Like, you can wait, because this is such a long game. Collecting is such a long game, and don't forget that, because if you just keep buying, you're gonna run out of capital real fast. So that's all I'll say on that topic. Last thing, so we're about 20 plus minutes in. I want to thank you for listening. If you want to stick around and listen a little more, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I want to show you just some of the stuff I've been picking up and talk about what I've been focused on lately. So just because I think it'd be fun, and I haven't really updated you guys on that lately. So things I'm buying: sealed vintage, really focused on those E-Series packs for me personally, as well as some others on the Japanese side for my personal collection. Obviously, we talked about some of the slabs that I bought and packs that I bought in PWCC, and that's kind of why I wanted to transition to talking about this, because I did tell you what I've bought for my personal collection. So I'm always wary of that, because I don't want to feel like I'm shilling anything. I want to be genuine with you guys. So obviously stuff I do sell, like that Flareon I showed you, probably will sell that. I mean, I'll probably wait because I think it could be worth more, but who knows. So sealed vintage, Japanese 25th anniversary. Full disclosure, might break some on my YouTube channel, so be on the lookout, but have a box break for people, because I know it's going to be hard. I've got a lot of product coming in. My plug in Japan hooked me up. I'm super thankful. He and I have a very good working relationship. I was able to find him a ultra premium collection box at retail. So he was super stoked. He hooked me up with Japanese 25th anniversary, including booster boxes, promo packs, and the special collection sets, which I think are really cool, which are the cardboard boxes with the Chansey coin, a promo pack, and 4 or 5 booster packs too. So you get kind of the best of everything. I will be buying as much VMAX Climax as I can get my hands on, because Dream League is one of the best sets ever, and these character full art rares that they're coming out with are very reminiscent of Dream League. So very excited for that. I've bought some stupid fun stuff, guys. Like I picked up action flips to open. Like, I think these are super fun. They're the lenticular cards. Here, I'll show you. So like, I just opened one pack and I got like this Caterpie Metapod. This one, Eevee Jolteon, I was super stoked about. I've got a Gyarados one, Magikarp Gyarados over there. So these are really cool to have in my collection. Let's see, what else have I been picking up? I'm a Magikarp and Gyarados collector, so hoping to get this in a reverse holo, but was able to pick up this guy as well. Beautiful Skyridge Magikarp, one of the best ever. It's a Fukuyama artwork, and it's just fantastic. Some other fun things from my collection. I'm a Togepi collector as well. So shout out Heavenly Hollows on Instagram. Hooked me up with this Togepi Clear Topps card. This one's so fun. I love this. I'm super stoked on it. He hooked me up with a good deal. And then I'm a degenerate gambler, so I grabbed another one of these to open. If you guys saw my video, the odds are terrible, but there's always a chance, guys. So I just thought it'd be fun to have around, you know, if I want to open one on my birthday next month or whatever. Be on the lookout for that. By the way, I'm going to be opening Japanese Vintage live on YouTube. It's going to be awesome. We'll do some giveaways. Super fun. So picked up this Demon Slayer booster box with the stained glass cards you can see down there. So was really stoked about this. Really love this anime. And so plus this box is so sick. I don't know if I can open it. Like the cards are really cool, but also like this box is so cool. So hard to say. Speaking of anime, My Hero Academia, first edition, broke a box of this, pulled the secret rare. These cards are cool. Here's a holo. This one is Dark Shadow Ruin. So I actually just went and watched the movie last night. Here's a Deku card, pretty cool. There's an All Might one right here, Missouri Smash. Gotta love that. So, and what's cool about this is these are actually, the first wave was first edition. So that's super neat. Really excited to have that. What else? This is you know, I didn't buy this all at the same time, guys. I just haven't updated you in a while. So I piled my stuff up on this table. Mickey Mantle Topps 70th anniversary collection. Thought that was super cool. Got a couple boxes of these to open and pulled a 1 out of 10 pinstripe parallel. The switch hitter connects. Pretty cool card. So those are all vintage reprints. And then I was really stoked to get my first partner pack for Kanto and finish. Oh, that's Johto. Oh boy. It should be the next one. Finish my set. I'm so stoked. So there's Bulbasaur. Let me put that down. Bulbasaur, Charmander. I mean, just the absolute classics that started it all. And Squirtle. Really stoked. Now I have this whole binder complete. So we start with our homeboy Grookey. And that was in, gosh, when was that? March. So these are, this is everything that's in here. So we started in March with Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble from the Galar region, and we went through all 8 regions down to Kanto. I'm sure if they add, you know, new gens, new regions, they'll have more, but this this is really cool. I ended up liking these jumbos a lot more than I thought I would. And then one last thing I thought was super cool for my PC that this is really recent. I used to play the heck out of this game as well as some of the other ones. And you guys know I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Got a Deathly Hallows tattoo. I mean, it's just so meaningful to me. But CIB, Harry Potter, and the Sorcerer's Stone. And I will show you guys my friends who are video game collectors will probably cringe as I do this, but this has a sealed promo in it. I don't know which promo it is. I cannot remember or find it, and I can't get it to slide, but I thought that was cool that it was truly CIB with that. I remember that coming with the computer game, and then there was what was it, the Xbox game? I forget if there's a promo with the Xbox game, but yeah, shout out Rinsler Gear for the best cases for all this stuff. He kind of jokes, I like to put these at the top. I think they're actually supposed to go at the bottom, but you know, do whatever you want, right? So this was really cool. Was stoked to pick that up just because it had the sealed promo in it, and I love those cards. So yeah, guys, that's what I've been picking up. You know, that's why I tend to sell things that aren't going to stay in my collection forever, because I want to be able to do these fun things and try new TCGs. Oh, and the last thing, gotta talk about it, gotta address it. If you've stuck with me this far, here we are, Nightfall, guys. I'm getting 3 to 4 booster boxes and a spell book. I've done some breaking on Whatnot, like bought into breaks on Whatnot that has also allowed me to get some sealed packs through that, so I'll be able to open a couple up on the channel or check out the reels on my Instagram. But guys, I'm all in on Nightfall Metazoo. I mean, it's awesome. Like, original Metazoo, Cryptid Nation, was not a fan. Like, I was not. I didn't like the art, I didn't like the cards, I wasn't about it. Even though I did one pack opening on Whatnot, and with a one and only pack I got there, I got the Hollow Mothman, which is hilarious, the biggest chase, first edition. But guys, Nightfall is sweet. Like, I really like it personally. Like, subjectively, I'm not talking about the money side of Metazoo. I'm not talking about all this BS controversy. I'm a collector. I collect things I like. And I will tell you, I'm going to fill one of these binders with Metazoo Nightfall because I freaking like it. Chris's artwork is amazing. You can find him over on Instagram, KRIS. I can't remember the rest of his handle, but I've posted about him. He put there's a Evolutions, Chris Kampmann, Kampmann. So Chris with a K, Kampmann with a K. His art is phenomenal. I've got a Giggly print up there of the Evolutions with Eevee. So all 9 characters total. It's amazing. His artwork is super good. He has the Adam Ackler card in Nightfall, like the Harry Potter looking one. Like, I love it. I do. And the boxes are holographic and glow in the dark. I'm sorry, guys. It's cool and I like it. Like, I just do. And I'm not going to comment on all this BS about Metazoo, and I might never buy another set of Metazoo if I don't like the artwork, but I will tell you, I like this. So, pretty stoked about that. The cards are dope. Really enjoy them. Will show some off on my channel and on my Instagram, so stay tuned. And yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate you watching. As always, I am Connor. Rock Pokemon. Collect what you love, but do it intelligently. Be on the lookout for this coming Friday. I'm breaking Shiny Star V on the channel live, so spots are full. But we will be doing more breaks in the future for those of you who are into that. I think I offer pretty fair prices, so because my entry is pretty low, so I can be pretty reasonable. Just to provide some fun. It's great content. You guys are great in the chat. Really enjoy that. Appreciate all the lives. Then on Sunday, I'll be live with Jess, Geeked Out Collecting, James from First Edition Cards, and Pokegal. And we will be just chopping it up, having a round table about TCGs and what's going on. And then, yeah, I'll be doing some lives here and there whenever I can. I'm in a transition period with work, so more to come on that later. But a lot going on in life right now, so gonna try to put as much as I can into the hobby as possible. But just bear with me if you only get your Market Monday in any given week. So appreciate you guys so much. Please consider sharing the video, like, subscribe, do all the things, hit the notification bell. You know what it is. Appreciate y'all listening. And again, collect what you love, but do it intelligently, guys. These are highly inefficient, just crazy markets. Exercise some patience and you're going to do really, really well as a collector. So take care, guys. Be great. Have a nice week. Appreciate y'all. Bye-bye now.